if I'm Drew Brees and there's another
Drew, Willie.
no no no
There's some
there's
really
two
great
like
players.
first ballot Hall of Fame guys. Larry Fitzgerald, Drew Brees, and Larry
Larry and
Fitzgerald.
Drew are the locks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're locked. And if I were them, I would consider like, nah, I'm good. I'll put me in with Bill next year, because going in this year,
Yes.
everything is going to be about y'all left Bill out. And then it's going and eventually, because of me and others, this is factually true. People are going to figure out that Robert Kraft had something to do with this, Bill being left out. And so the entire conversation is going to be about Belichick not being here and Kraft's involvement in that. The actual players, Drew Brees, Larry, they're going to be overshadowed and would be better served going in with Bill Belichick next year.
I agree. And that's why I brought it up is
So
if
that's
you're
awesome
going
idea.
in this year, bro, I can't do it. I can't do it. But if you're saying that Belichick isn't first ballot, then how am I first ballot? Drew Brees, how am I first ballot Larry Fitzgerald? And they are. They are 100% first ballot Hall of Famers. It's not even a question. That's why this is so egregious. And look, if you're rooting against Bill in this circumstance, you have something against the Belichick, you have something against the Patriots, or you have an agenda that's not being like something to hash out with Bill Belichick. That's the only reason that you would be on the other side of this issue in any way, shape, or form. I mean, I played for the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Broncos. Three franchises that absolutely despise the Patriots, and he beat our ass at every turn. And I think this is egregious and terrible. So this has to be made right, or the players need to take a stand and go, look, I'm going to deny when they come knock on my door. If Bill Belichick isn't involved in this, I can't be involved in this year. We need to come together and make sure that a message is sent to the writers and also a message is sent to the NFL. Like, first of all, you need to really look at who's doing the voting, because this seems extremely vindictive and like told you so. And I don't think that's what this is supposed to be about.
Here's another thing I would add on to your idea. If I'm a first ballot Hall of Famer already in, if I'm Warren Sapp, Deion Sanders,
Coach Prime, yep.
I don't attend the Hall of Fame ceremonies this year.
Amen to that.
You just denied me, because what Deion and other guys have been saying for the last 10 years is like, hey man, y'all watering down the Hall of Fame. Y'all letting too many people in.
Yep.
And now the one person that you could add to our list of first ballot Hall of Famers that actually elevate our group, you just denied him entry. I'm good until y'all figure out and clean out, and because it's needed clean. I've been talking and writing about this for a solid decade, if not longer. The whole process has been headed this direction for years. The writers have egos. They have little fiefdoms that they control. It's way too manipulated. It's not about, and again, the whole DEI, and I don't want to drag you into but one, you're not scared, so I don't need to apologize for you. But it's like Lisa Salters. Do we really think she watches the NFL? I know she's a sideline reporter, and she asks coaches at halftime, hey, what changed? I get it. But she doesn't watch football. But she's a Hall of Fame voter.
Why is she a voter?
Because she stands on the sidelines and after games and says, hey, in the third quarter, you threw for 300 yards, and in the fourth quarter, you only threw for 150. What changed? That's her favorite, and that makes
I guess what's the requirement, though, as a seasoned journalist that's been everywhere and knows everyone? What's the requirement to be a voter? I know Jeff.
Check a quota box at this point. Do you fit a quota, or
is that it?
Well, there's a bunch of old guys that won't relinquish power because it's their only credibility.
So it's like Congress.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. It's a corrupt thing and again, they've eliminated. Matt, I'm gonna make this personal, and I apologize for it.
It's all good.
But there's when it was. Let's go back 20 years ago when it was just dominated mostly by male sports writers, and it's like I would just go, man, they would never allow me to be a Hall of Fame voter because the little fiefdom and the people that have power there, many of them hated me. And there's a couple of guys that just, Rick Goslin, this guy couldn't stand me because he used to be a sports writer in Kansas City and he went to Dallas and he's halfway jealous. But again, it's like someone like me that actually loved football, had a pair of balls that like, and my balls are so out of control that if Bill Polian and or Tony Dungy had gotten up and said, hey guys, Bill Belichick cheated and maybe let's deny him for a year, I would have stood up and said, and I'm a Christian, and
You're crazy.
And Tony Dungy has chastised me for cursing, and I would have been thinking about that. But I would have stood up and said, hey, you're fucking crazy. We can't do this. and there's no one in that room willing to stand up to Dungy or Polian or anybody else and say like, hey man, no, we ain't doing that. And I love you to death, but we ain't doing that.
It's get along to go along, bro.
Yes.
And it's unfortunately it's what it's all deteriorating into. Look, the National Football League, the people that write about the National Football League, the people that coach in the National Football League, the front office folks, it's not for everyone. The NFL is very specific niche for a lot of people. And to assume that everybody belongs is not the right way to do this. So I don't understand how they can put themselves in this position. You've got all this money, you got all these people, all these folks dotting every I and crossing every T, and you're finding people for sock height and this, that, and the other, but you don't see this coming. And that's why I think the NFL did this on purpose. I wouldn't put it past them to at the top and the very top of the mountain that Goodell sits on, that he made a phone call. The Patriots are back in the Super Bowl. Vrabel's one of Belichick's ex-players. This gives everybody a ton of talking points and a ton of stuff to focus on over the next 2 weeks. The Hall of Fame guys are going to be at the Super Bowl. Don't they announce the Hall of Fame people at the Super Bowl?
Yes.
That shuns Bill Belichick even harder and promotes the opportunity to talk about it even more. It drives more clicks. It drives more interaction. It's exactly what we're talking about right now. We were supposed to talk about one thing to start, and we had to veer this way because you can't not talk about this, right? So I wouldn't put it past the NFL to do like a Gulf of Tonkin situation here and bomb their own submarine so, we can invade Vietnam. It's just like, it's almost, you would say the games are scripted, not you, but like everybody, the games are scripted. Nah, this is the scripted reality show. Goodell's sitting up there like, got him again. Ha, ha, ha. Like, this is some dirty shit, Jason.